Stunner from the NFL. The Seahawks have traded their starting quarterback, Geno Smith, to the Raiders for a third-round pick in April's draft. Geno reunited with his old coach, Pete Carroll, there in Vegas. The Seahawks dealing a highly productive quarterback who's made the Pro Bowl twice in the last 3 years. What is their thinking? We'll get into that in a second. But Geno has really been at his best when playing for Pete Carroll. His QBR up 13 points compared to the rest of his career, while he threw for more touchdowns in 13 fewer games than he has under all the other coaches in his career combined. And we bring in our NFL insider, Jeremy Fowler. So, Jeremy, let's take this from both sides. For the Raiders, it's a franchise-altering move. They give up a third-rounder for a 34-year-old starting quarterback. Give us their thinking here and why they went this route instead of maybe trying to find a quarterback through the draft or free agency.
David, from what I've gathered, the Raiders simply didn't love the free agency class that was available here. They know Geno Smith. Pete Carroll wants to win now. This is not a rebuilding situation. They hired Carroll so he can get this done immediately. So he needed somebody he's comfortable with. He's very comfortable with Geno Smith from their Seattle days. They felt like they had a good kinship. Pete Carroll feels like he can win with them. And also there's the contractual piece here. Geno Smith has a year left on his deal. He wants a new contract. He had some preliminary talks, I'm told, with Seattle, but it didn't shake out. It didn't look like that was headed in the direction that Smith wanted. So I do believe that he was a factor here in wanting to go elsewhere to somebody who will pay him. And I'm told that they are going to be working on a long-term deal between Smith and the Raiders here soon.
Pete Carroll said, "We are trying to take it as far as we can, as soon as we possibly can." Always a certain urgency when you're 73 years old, I guess. As for the Seahawks, they certainly now need a quarterback. You have to figure they have another move up their sleeve. What can you tell us about that, Jeremy?
Well, Seattle has a blank canvas here. Whichever direction they want to go is pretty wide open. So Kirk Cousins is a natural fit. Just asking some people around the league, they believe that new offensive coordinator Clint Kubiak has the familiarity with Cousins, worked with them together in Minnesota. However, the Falcons have been very clear, publicly and privately, that they are not dealing Kirk Cousins right now. So that makes them pivot to potentially Sam Darnold, similar offense to what he ran in Minnesota. Could be some familiarity there. I do believe that there's some love in the Seattle building for both Cousins and Darnold. After that, it's probably not looking like Russell Wilson. Aaron Rodgers doesn't seem like the kind of experiment that head coach Mike McDonald wants to build his culture around. So you're left with some scarcity of options. Maybe it's a Daniel Jones type, but it looks like it will be a bridge here. Seattle clearly is resetting their roster a little bit between Geno Smith, potentially trading DK Metcalf. So they might just need a one-year rental to build something bigger.
Yeah, it's really been a lot of upheaval in Seattle. Tyler Lockett, Draymond Jones released. So a lot going on there. Now Geno shipping off to Vegas. Jeremy staying up late with us on this Friday night. Big news from the NFL.